Just about 6 on the dot. Thanks for being with us this morning on THV 11, streaming on THV 11 Plus. I'm Karen Fuller.
I'm Hayden Balgavy. Let's send it back over to meteorologist Tracy Bean, joining us with your forecast as we hit 6 o'clock. Ashley will be here in just a minute. She had a little bit of traffic issues on the way here, so we're going to see her in about 10 or 15 minutes. But hey, listen.
Yeah, she'll be here before long.
We got her?
Yeah, we got it. We can definitely manage that. Oh, take your time, Ashley. No big deal. We are starting out again in beautiful morning, and we are seeing those temperatures still going to rise as we're heading into the weekend. But today we've got a little boundary going through, and that may give us, when I say showers, light showers, I mean very light showers, a chance there. So we are coming up on sunrise here, and it is 57 in the capital city. Those winds are westerly, around 6 miles per hour. And then we're looking around the state. Temperatures are mainly in the 50s, a few 60s here and there, and we'll start to see some changes this afternoon with that boundary coming through. Cooler air making its way in, again topping things out there around 80 degrees. We're around 84, but that warm air is still in place to our south. But guess what? Tomorrow we're going to flip it again, and we're going to start to see those temperatures going up, but that cool air will be in place. So again, we're going to see temperatures going down just a little bit tomorrow, but then it's going to bring in that warmer air. So keep that in mind. Afternoons ahead are still going to be very warm. Looking for 81 for your Thursday, and then we're looking at those mid to upper 80s as we're heading into the weekend, and a lot of folks are going to see 90. We'll talk more about rain and humidity coming up.
We begin this morning with some good news for local food lovers. More homegrown products are making their way to Little Rock. You may remember the historic St. Joseph Center of Arkansas was heavily damaged in a fire last year, and that forced the nonprofit to relocate and rebuild in new spaces. Well, now one of those new beginnings is taking shape inside Breckenridge Village Shopping Center, an area also hit hard by the 2023 tornado. St. Joseph's is opening a new farm store that will give local farmers a place to sell fresh, locally grown products to the community.
It's exciting that we have this next chapter and things are coming along. We also should know sometime in the next few weeks if we actually will get to relaunch our community gardens, pollinator gardens, our public gardens in Burns Park for the city of North Little Rock. So that's another big thing. So things are finally starting to happen.
The nonprofit also helps operate the new West Little Rock Farmers Market, held every Saturday in the Film Alley parking lot, just steps away from the new store.
Questions this morning over Pulaski County's finances are now taking center stage for the race for county judge, as candidates promise to restore trust and stabilize the county budget. Last month, sitting County Judge Barry Hyde called for Treasurer Deborah Buckner to resign, raising concerns about how millions of dollars were managed during what he says was never a true financial crisis. The debate over reserve funds and payroll concerns is now shaping the race to replace Hyde. Candidates Wendell Griffin and Mike Russian both say transparency and accountability will be top priorities if elected. Griffin says projected revenue should remain untouched until it's paid out, while Russian says he wants to protect payroll in order to benefit taxpayers.
Communication and transparency is very, very important. Now, transparency without proactive leadership is just a fancy word. That's what I'm going to bring to the table is proactive leadership. Sit down, analyze this budget, make sure that we're doing things the right way, because our fiduciary responsibility is to the taxpayers.
Trust us to be fair, accountable, inclusive, and transparent, and hold us accountable. And when we are, keep trusting us to help us grow.
County officials say they've already addressed the concerns publicly and are not commenting further at this time. Treasurer Buckner remains unavailable for comment.
This morning, we're following developments after the Justice Department moved last month to reclassify marijuana from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 drug. The change could impact medical marijuana rules and taxes, with businesses watching closely. THV 11's Maya Ellison explains what it could mean for Arkansas.
It was last month when the Justice Department announced it would move medical marijuana to a lower drug classification, recommending a shift from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3.
And so moving it to Schedule 3 still says there's There is potential for abuse, but it does have known medical benefits.
With the reclassification, businesses are watching closely, especially when it comes to taxes. Experts say even a small change could mean big relief.
I mean, it's huge for the cannabis business owners. Most cannabis business owners are paying anywhere from 30 to 40% more tax than any other operating business. That's ultimately the biggest effect.
Megan Rains is a managing partner with Flatland Financial, a cannabis accounting firm in Blytheville. She and Matt Perrin point to Section 280E, a federal tax code that raises effective tax rates by blocking most deductions and limiting businesses to writing off only the cost of their product.
What that means is their bottom line net income reflects a way higher number than the money that actually they have spent throughout the year to make that product.
And when it comes to the consumer, Rain says the impact could be immediate.
Now, depending on the dispensary and the sale that they may or may not be running, you can get an eighth as low as $15. These retails and the business owners are going to be seeing an increase in their bottom line potentially.
Now, the code applies only to Schedule 1 and 2 drugs. With marijuana moving to Schedule 3, both Perrin and Rain say it's still unclear exactly when or how 280E will stop applying.
They will be able to deduct these items that they are essentially paying for, but they're going to get some sort of tax benefit for it.
Rain says lower tax bills mean businesses won't be taxed on money they never keep. But some things won't change.
Because at the end of the day, cannabis is still considered illegal at the federal level. So until there are some sort of changes within safer banking, that doesn't change anything from a banking perspective.
In Little Rock, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
And again, this does not change marijuana laws in Arkansas, but both Rains and Perrin say the next step is waiting for guidance from the IRS. President Trump is to arrive in China soon for a major summit with Chinese President Xi Jinping. Trade, Taiwan, and the war in Iran are expected to be top of the agenda.
Experts say China, Iran's biggest trading partner, could play a key role in pressuring Tehran toward a deal with the U.S. But before leaving, President Trump said he does not believe the U.S. needs China's help, saying the U.S. is winning one way or the other.
The president also pushed back on concerns over the economic impact of the conflict, even as inflation and gas prices continue climbing.
The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about American financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. You cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon.
China remains the world's largest buyer of Iranian oil, much of it shipped through the Strait of Hormuz, where traffic has been disrupted by the conflict and a U.S. military blockade.
Meanwhile, new polling shows growing concern over the cost of living, inflation, and the president's handling of the economy.
Now let's check back in with meteorologist Tracy Bean and the forecast to help you plan your day.
Well, we've got sunrise over the river bridge. It's always my favorite spot to go look for a beautiful sunrise. And again, glowing over the river this morning. Officially hit that just a few minutes ago. So getting your day going just beautifully this morning. We are going to see plenty of sunshine today. And there it goes. I'm not sure what it was doing there today. Hour by hour, a few more clouds today as we've got a very weak boundary pushing through. Looking for that high today around 85. Now it's going to pull in a little bit cooler air, so that means tomorrow we're going to see that high right around 80, so down just a couple of degrees, but you'll see those winds are then going to begin to shift again southerly, so it's kind of a back and forth situation. And as we're heading into the weekend, we're going to see those mid to upper 80s and certainly a few 90s across the state.